I didn't have time.
And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. As we are at week 0, ladies and gentlemen, I have to my left the New Orleans Saints San Francisco 49ers preseason game, where we're going to see here in a moment the great Spencer Rattler, whose only mistake he ever made in his life was going to South Carolina.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, I have to welcome in my co-host, who's to my right. He is the best damn Gamecock YouTuber on the planet. He is Mr. Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, buddy?
Rob, how you doing tonight? I'm glad that you told me that was on. I wasn't even really paying any attention.
Well, I thought that. I mean, I don't know about you, but I like to watch former Clemson players and watch them get into the mix in the NFL. I watched Will Shipley play yesterday, and some other guys too. But Spencer Rattler, first Gamecock quarterback drafted since I was Anthony Wright drafted. I can't remember.
I thought Connor Shaw actually was drafted. He didn't make a team.
I don't think we have to check on that. You might be right, but we'll see. But either way, Spencer Rattler's
going to be an undrafted free agent or something with the Bears. He threw a long touchdown pass in a preseason game, I remember.
Connor Shaw started a game for the Cleveland Browns, a late regular season game because they had their quarterbacks injured. They were in the shitter, but he did start I remember him playing in one game, so there's that. But let's see here. Yeah, here you go. Connor Shaw stats. This is from NFL.com, by the way. He had, wait a minute, 2-year stats. I know he had one game that he played. Let's see here. Come on, stupid thing. Anyway, Connor Shaw, probably the best quarterback that ever, laced them up for South Carolina in theory, as far as wins and everything else.
But, isn't it crazy how people like that win 11, 12 games for several years in a row and, do all this great shit in college, go to the NFL and, can't even sniff a damn roster. But then you got people like Tom Brady who didn't do shit in college that are like the greatest NFL quarterback of all time. It's weird the way it works.
So in week 17 of the 2014 season, he played against the Baltimore Ravens. He did start that game. He went 14 for 28, 177 yards, 1 INT, was sacked 4 times, and lost a fumble. But he was playing against, the Ravens defense from 2014, who was outstanding. But I kind of agree with you on that. Like, Connor Shaw went up against a lot of guys that ended up playing in the pros. So it's not like, he was under or overmanned, in my opinion. So, why isn't the guys like him don't get a shot? I wonder if it's sometimes these coaches, they don't want to do he kind of reminds me of Brock Purdy, who plays for the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a different skill set and stuff, whatnot. So.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. So there's that. There you go. Shaw did have some injuries, but I mean, he still should have played, But anyway, we're going to see if Rattler's going to get in the game here in just a moment. But Jackpot, did you have a good weekend?
What's that?
I see you had a good weekend. I saw you out there showing off some shoulders and almost some pecs today in your video. Hot damn, sir.
Yeah, I do. My chest is not as developed as it once was, but I still got the traps going on.
Yeah.
Somebody told me one time I had nice traps that kind of looked like a mini version of Hawk from the Road Warriors. Wow.
All right, is it Rattler in there now? I don't know if it's Rattler or not. No, whoever it was just got fucking popped. Oh my god. Yeah, that is Spencer Rattler, who had like nightmares from the Clemson game because as soon as he snapped the ball, he had the defensive tackle right in his face there. Holy shit. Anyway.
That's him. We're going to see what he can do now. I mean, he's at least got I don't know how good New Orleans' offensive line is in terms of NFL offensive lines, but surely it's better than what he had at South Carolina. So,
well, his team, you just let him to a first down, so there you go.
I mean, there's no way that it could be any worse.
Yeah. But anyway, so there's that. By the way, Jackpot, let's talk about the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. You got to get in.
Amarius Mims, is that the running back?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Mims.
Mims. But anyway, you mentioned the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge today. I know people are getting in. I'm getting emails about it. People are trying to join the excitement. Why not? The week 0 games are less than 6 days away now.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
It's almost here, brother. It's almost here. It's one more week of work and we're there. And the bad thing is I got to go out this coming Saturday morning. I'm going to have to go out because I've got a double BOGO going on. So I'm going to have to go out and work 3 food lines in a Publix really early in the morning before I can get back here and make sure I'm here for that 12 noon game.
Well, the cool part about Rattler just took a sack. Anyway, there is the week 0 form is up at robandkaleshow.com. It's also on the Rob and Kale Show Facebook page. If you would like to go ahead and put your picks in, you can do that. So folks that have not gotten into the contest before, and you folks that have, just bear with it a second here. But folks that haven't gotten in before, you're like, man, I just put my stuff in, and now I don't know how to play. Well, it's very simple. And Jackpot, if you don't mind, I thought I would do a quick little
fumbled the ball too. He got the ball stripped from him.
I can see that. Hold on a second here. I would like to do
a motherfucker's acting like he just saved the damn Super Bowl or something. That's not good.
That's not good. All right, so I thought I would do this. If you go to robandkaleshow.com, I'm going to go ahead and fill the form out for the simulator, sir. If that's all right with you, and we'll show people how to do it right here. If that's cool with you, Jackpot, can we do that really quick here?
That's fine.
All right, so I'm going to show you the form here. Chrome tab, and that one. No, not that one. That one. All right, so if you go to robandkaleshow.com, you will see the form right there. It looks just like this, okay? Now, it's going to ask you to enter your email. You just enter your email. Pretty simple.
Easy, stop it.
And then what name that you want.
Stop.
What name that you want to be in the contest. So if you want to be,
please use the name that you sent me. Please use the name that you sent me on your Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Also, don't change it up.
Yeah, don't change it every week because it's just too complicated. Pick one name at the beginning of the season. Stay with it. That's thing number one. All right, so once you got that there, the first game is Florida State and Georgia Tech. If you look at the simulator, I just ran that one today. Georgia Tech beats Florida State in the simulator today. So I'm going to take Georgia Tech plus 11.5. Right. Then we also have this. We have Montana and New Mexico State. Montana State is not in the simulator. So, jackpot, which way do you want to roll on that one? Because Delaware State and Hawaii are not in there either.
I would take Montana State.
All right, so that's for the simulator there. Oh, and I got to put this in as simulator. Sorry about that. Simulator 3000. There you go. That's what we're going to call it. SMU at Nevada, the simulator had Nevada covering there. Yep. And then Delaware State at Hawaii. Man, this one's really – I don't know how good Hawaii is going to be, but I'm going to take
Hawaii. Delaware State won one game last year.
All right, so with that, once you've got all that done, you just look at it, make sure that it's right. You hit submit, and then boom. There you go. Your form has been submitted. Now, here's the thing, though. If you have a Gmail account and you use the Gmail account, it will send you back an email saying, hey, thanks for your submission. Here are your selections for the week. Now, sometimes it doesn't do that for if you have a Yahoo or AOL. Sometimes it doesn't do that. I don't know why. But that's the way that you know, hey, it's there. If not, you've sent it, it's there. One last thing on this jackpot. If you want to change your picks, you can do that up until kickoff for the first game. Yeah. So noon on Saturday, if it's 11:50 and you find out, hey, I want to change my pick, you can do that. Just go in and submit another form, and we will look at the last form, and that is the one that we will score. All right? If you have any issues with this, I know we have a lot of new people. We'll be patient with you. Just email me, rosanders1979@gmail.com. Send me an email, and I'll get back with you as quick as I possibly can. Once you get through the first week, though, I mean, it really, really is like child's play. It really is.
Yeah, that's very easy. So, if you wouldn't mind, I want to rattle those names off again.
Sure, go ahead.
Because I've gotten a lot of them if people signed up since Wednesday, and I want to rattle them all off so that everybody, hears their name. And if they don't hear it, if they pay me, I'd like them to get in touch with us. We're getting there, folks. It's like the past hour or two, I've really been kind of like drinking out of a fire hose with this thing, because I've got a lot of people that have signed up in just the past half of today. I mean, we're up over $1,700 in this pot right now. So that's pretty good. I wanted to get to $3,000, and we can still make it there with a decent push this week. I don't know if we're going to get there or not. That's a lot. But, I've got somebody out there who says he's getting several people from his work in. So that's going to throw some more in there. And then there's some more people who've been in here before that have not signed up yet that I feel like will be in here. So I want to roll these off real quick. Just give me a minute. I'm going to do it as quick as I can, okay? PayPal entries first. And this is the first set of PayPal entries, and I'll do the first set of Venmos and all that. We got Kale, Rob, Cock the Hammer, Quentin Broom, Hoghead, Big Barney Ross, Undercover Boss, Steven Superior, Tiger in the Burrow, Todd, Nick G, 2013, Jeremy 717, Billy Cole, 711 Orange, BC 1997, and Mike Bridges. In Venmos, we got Ray Bob Jr., Dr. Bart, Jacob Roletter, Michael Gentry, Scott Gentry, Kenneth Gallman, Cheryl, what did she want to be called? Something. Tally Ho. Tally Ho. Tally Ho, damn it. Larry Centerfit, Carey. And with the cash apps in that first row there, Baylor Man, Bulldog JC, Troy Moses, Sancho, Ethan Hewlett, and the Rooster Man. With the PayPals on the next set, Hoko Heavy 59, Football Guru, Bob Rutherford, Cephas Wicker, High Five, Tyler Lewis, Driller Deep, and Bertonius. Venmos, Daniel Gregory, Jackpot Jr., JBW 2868, Paul's Picks, Spank Mapleton, Little Jerry Seinfeld, Josh Harmon, The Biscuit, Dabo Rubs My Rock, Beth Webb, and Sellers Rec Specs, which I'm wearing tonight. Cash Apps, Will Eubanks, Jordan Dealmaker, Tennessee Boy, Elijah Allen, John 32 SC, Harry Legg, and Sir Comrade. PayPal's on this last dose. Captain Trips, Andrew Grove, Philomalia. You know what it is. It's the last name Nico name. Philomalieva. SEC Dog, Vic Tube, Cocky T, Howard McNair, Chris Connor, Brian Manning, and Todd W. Venmos, Rob has SEC Bias, C. Knight 97, Sally Fleming, Chris Gentry, Ken Bellinger, the Skeety Bops. That sounds like something we need to nickname you, Rob. Wayne Campbell, Lee Dahl, Kevin Elder, Chip Smith, Nathan Medlin, shout out Brother Medlin, Brock Lee, and Cash Apps, Christian Young, former contest winner, Colby Dubose, Knoxville, Danny Long, Gamecock Chuck, Big Game Bowers, Seth, I love saying that one when he enters, Big Game Bowers, Seth Wessinger, he said, go Cox, Seth, and Cole Todd. So if you sent your money in the last little bit, I didn't get you on here yet, but you'll be on there. That's 83 people, I think, so far in the contest. So
hey, Josh,
get in the contest. If you're over here, if you run your mouth and you're always talking shit and telling me this, that, Coop's going 4 games max, Clemson's cycling out. My Tennessee's going 11-1. Well, y'all, put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. Get in the contest. Josh and Harmon JC, wanting to make sure you got the money. Yes, I think I called your name. Wait, yes, I did, sir.
Yeah. Sure did. So you're in, sir. All right. So now you just go to robandkaleshow.com. The page is right there. You just click it and boom, enter your stuff, and then you're good to go, man. And
wait, fuck. I got one here too. Welky, who's been over here forever. He's in the contest, and I gave the wrong name. He forgot to put his name on his cash app, or he done anyway. I'll fix him up. Anyway, carry on, sir. Sorry about that. VicTube is in the thing. I know VicTube sent his in. I think I remember that. VicTube is there.
All right,
VicTube is in the house.
Anyway, go to robandkaleshow.com. We're gonna have a big closing week here, and jackpot. You know what? If we break the 3,000 plateau, I don't know. I'll do something stupid on the show. What do you want me to do? I'll sing the Gamecock fight song. How about that? Get 3,000 through the pot hits $3,000. I'll be happy to sing.
You can always do that truffle shuffle we talked about.
Oh, but that's saved for something special.
That is special.
That is special.
So
there you go. We got to get over the. Hold on, let me get my son's outside. Dude, why are you doing that? Yeah, don't do that.
I ring the doorbell.
Yeah, Jaden went outside to put the trash out, and then decided he wanted to ring the doorbell. So sorry about that. Anyway, we'll get involved. He likes to ring the doorbell. So there's that.
Yeah, when the doorbell rings on TV here, my dogs go nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if yours do that, but they ought to outlaw doorbells on TV.
Well, my dog's deaf, so he can't hear it. My one dog is anyway. Anyway, there you go with that. So enough about the challenge jackpot. Look, we're going to bring people in a moment, but last Wednesday we were doing.
Hold on a second. Well, how did you pay this? What kind of payment is this? Is this a Venmo or what is it? I've got the screenshot of it, but I don't see that. I thought it was a Venmo, but it's not in my. It's not. Shit, I don't know. Just get with me later. Send me another DM on Twitter. Get that fixed.
Okay. Well, anyway, jackpot. Here's the big thing now. We were doing the over and unders on Wednesday night, and we said we would finish the SEC over and unders tonight.
Right.
So we left off with Mississippi State, and our next one that we have here is where is it? Okay, the next one after Mississippi State is Mizzou. They are projected. Is it over or under 9.5 wins? Jackpot.
Yeah.
Of course, Mizzou,
The
easy
thing about
schedule.
them, I'm looking, and it was the other day. I hadn't checked on it lately. They were heavily juiced to the under on that 9.5.
Yeah, they're at 180, minus 180, under 9.5. So
yeah, I think a lot of people have doubts about that defense, especially the back end of that defense being able to hold up. I think people have doubts about the running game too, in terms of, is this going to be they're going to be able to replace Cody Schrader? But the thing was, Cody Schrader carried the bulk of the load last year. Now they've kind of got two running backs from different Sun Belt teams, and both of them are really good. Both of them are over 1,000-yard rushers. So they may kind of split carries with those two instead of one of them just being the featured back. I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know. I mean, where there not being a lot of love for Mizzou is at, but what you think on that one?
Well, I think Toriano Pride is transferring in there from Clemson. He was going to be a starter this year for Clemson. I think that's going to help boost up that secondary a little bit. But, their defensive coordinator they had was good enough that Brian Kelly was like, look, bring your ass down here. He's
the highest paid assistant coach in college football now.
So with that, though, when I look at their schedule, I mean, they play Murray State, Buffalo, Boston College, and Vanderbilt, all from August until the end of September there. They don't leave home. That's 4 wins right there. Followed by, they go on the road for 2 games at Texas A&M, which we don't really know what they are yet, but they have some players there. We know that. And then they go to UMass. That's win number 5. Auburn at home is going to be interesting. When we look at Auburn, Alabama is going to be a tough game. I think they dropped that one. Oklahoma, man. But after that, they have 3 games at the end of the season: South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Arkansas. 3 teams that are projected to finish near the bottom of the conference. I mean, I see 8 wins just rolling the damn football out there.
Yeah, so, I do too. And, a lot of it's going to hinge. I think a lot of it's going to hinge on this Oklahoma game and this game at Texas A&M. I feel like if they can win both of those games, I feel really, really comfortable with the over.
Right. So which way are you rolling? Because I'm putting this on the bookcase of accountability. I'm taking Mizzou in the over.
I'm going to take the over too. And when we talk about rolling the football out and just winning 8 games, I don't think you're very I don't think you're putting a lot of stock in what I'm saying here, but I'm telling you, they need to watch out for that week 3 game against Boston College. They could stub their toe in that.
Well,
they got a really good. Oh my God, that center just, Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm watching Spencer Rattler.
That's all right. All right, next up. So we both got the over there. Let's go to the next matchup here, or the next team. Next team on the list is Oklahoma. Oklahoma, they are even money on both sides for 7.5 wins. And when I look at their schedule, Jackpot, I know they play Texas, but let's look at the rest of their schedule really quick here. They have Temple, Houston, Tulane, and Tennessee. That's their first 4 games. All of them are at home before they head out on the road in SEC play and play Auburn. Then they get a week off before they play Texas in the Cotton Bowl, followed by a matchup with South Carolina. And then they go to Ole Miss. Then they play Maine, Mizzou, Alabama at home, and then they wrap up the season with LSU on the road. 7.5 is a very interesting number, Jackpot. It really is.
Yeah, they got kind of an interesting their non-con schedule out of the gate there. Three in a row of non-con games at home, which I think Temple and Houston will be easy wins. Tulane might be an interesting game.
Right. Well,
but I think they'll win all three of those. I think they beat Maine, so there's four wins there. This conference slate is not the easiest I've ever seen. Dude. I mean,
they play.
There's a scenario here, Rob. I'm going under with this because if you look, this is a tough conference schedule. I mean, there's a world here. I mean, I hate to shitbag on my team, but South Carolina is probably the worst SEC team that they're going to play, just on paper, just as it looks right now. There's a world where they could. There's a world where they could win one SEC game. And Gamecocks or Tennessee.
Let me put this into perspective for you, too. They get 2 weeks to prepare for Texas. If they go and they play Texas and they get mouth pumped by Texas and then they come home, could it be one of those lookover games? Like, man, maybe they don't have.
How do you mean they get 2 weeks to prepare for Texas?
Because they play September the 28th against Auburn, and then they're off the 5th, and then they play on the 12th. So they get 2 weeks to prepare for Texas. Yeah.
Okay, so they get 1 week off. I got you.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that make sense? But anyway, they could maybe overlook South Carolina a little bit. I don't know. But I think I'm going to roll with the under here. I don't see 8 wins on that schedule. I just don't. They got to play at Auburn. They got to play at Ole Miss. They got to play at Mizzou. And they go on the road to Alabama. They have Alabama at home before finishing the season at LSU. Holy shit. On the under there, I think I'd roll with that.
That schedule might be schedule's almost as bad as Florida's.
So
the only reason it ain't is because that Texas game's a neutral site and they play every year and it's expected. But
who wins more SEC games this year, Jackpot? Oklahoma or Florida? Because that's an interesting question. I don't know.
It might be. I mean, it might be a tie. I mean, I might go with Florida, to be honest with you.
There you go.
Brandon over in the comments says Tennessee will definitely be making the CFP. Yeah, recruiting national champions. Since you're so confident in that, and you seem to be confident in everything that you throw out there. I mean, I don't understand why you're scared to get into the contest. You know, you've been running your cock holster for several weeks on this show in the comment section, and you're scared to get in the contest.
Well, he has to cut 5 yards to make $20. He doesn't want to do that.
What's that?
He has to cut 5 yards to make $20, so that may take him some time.
Oh, is that it?
That's probably what it is.
Well, I'm going to take long to cut them yards up there where he's from. Those trailers, they don't have a lot of grass growing around them. You could probably do it with a weed eater.
Probably so. He may not have the forearms to do it. Damn. Anyway, all right. Next up, Jackpot is South Carolina. Over and under is 5.5 wins. The over is juiced at 134. Under is 110.
Fireball says, how far was that river in Georgia? It was like an hour from my house. That was a lake. It was Lake Hartwell, but it was on the Georgia side of it. I'm sorry.
So South Carolina is the next team here, Jackpot. Over and under is 5.5. I think you've had it in your predictions that they're over.
I'm going with the over. Now, right? We're going with the over there. 6-6 is my official prediction. And I was going to make a video on this today, but I kind of ran out of time, and I had some adulting to do this afternoon. But Brad Crawford from over at 24/7 Sports put out his official prediction on the Gamecocks over on our message board, and he has every single. He has South Carolina picked to finish 6-6. He has the wins and losses picked exactly like I picked them. I mean, down to the Kentucky loss, wins over LSU, wins over A&M, Vanderbilt, 3-5 in the conference. I mean, everything is tit for tat. And he puts almost the same exact logic in the picks that I do. Crazy, great minds think alike. So I don't know if it is great minds think alike or if he, copied my picks. I mean, he may have. I'm sure he watches it.
All right. Well, I'm going to take I got him at 6 wins too. The more and more I think about it, but I could see them going at 5 if the wheels come off. But I think 6 is right there.
Yeah.
Leave it at that. All right. So here's the next one we got. Jackpot. The next one is
Brandon says it's a lock. Well, I mean, get in the contest. Throw that in there. He might win some money. Scared.
Up next is Tennessee. The Volunteers are over and under for them is 8.5. It's minus 172 for the over jackpot. So heavy juice there for Tennessee.
I really know why this over under is set so low. I see 9 wins, so I went with. I've got their 9 wins there. I've got their losses. I believe I have them losing to Oklahoma, Kentucky, and Georgia. So I got them at 9-3. So it'd be over on that for me.
Wait, you got them beating Alabama?
Yes, I have them beat. See that's the thing. They got in the comment section and they got all mad at me because I picked them to lose to Kentucky. And gave me a million reasons why they're going to lose to Kentucky or they're not going to lose to Kentucky. But they didn't bother to tell me, hey, props to you for picking us to beat Bama. Didn't hear that at the time. So this is the last prognosticator like me. This is the kind of life we lead. And you don't get a lot of pats on the back in this line of work.
So I got. I'm going to take over too because I think that 8.5 is safe there. Now, if they drop that NC State game, I wonder if Heupel is going to be able to keep them together. And
Brandon says they're not losing to Kentucky or Oklahoma. Okay, yeah, Oklahoma's a very losable game for you. I mean, I don't know what world you're living in that you think you're just going to roll out there and win that game. And it's their first SEC game. They're going to be pumped for it in that regard. And, I mean, look, people, just because you got all these recruits rolling in, I mean, that doesn't mean shit for 2024. That doesn't mean a damn thing. You got to go out there and play these games.
All right, so we both like Tennessee over 8.5. And that's going to be interesting because
Brandon says you don't lose to Kentucky then beat Bama. I'm going to have to stop engaging him here because it's going to piss me off.
Dude, what?
Sir, South Carolina beat fucking Tennessee and lost to Florida. They lost to a Mizzou team that had a losing record. I mean, hell, we see examples of this every year. I mean, Clemson lost to fucking Duke and then went out and beat Notre Dame. I mean, come on.
Stop giving him attention, sir. Stop it.
Well,
he won't be if they lose to NC State, that asshole won't show back up here. So just let it go.
Well, he's going to show back up because he's going to get in that contest eventually.
He's not going to get in the contest.
Oh,
that's not going to happen. And if he does get in the contest, he'll finish in the bottom third, or he'll have so much trouble filling out the Google form that, he'll probably put in his picks backwards. Or he'll be like one of those people, what do the numbers next to the team name mean? I don't understand. Why can't I just pick Tennessee to win all the games?
Our brother Comrade said that that was Clemson fans that normally ask that question.
Well, Comrade needs to close his dick sucker. He hasn't finished in the top 20 in one of these things for years. Next is Texas jackpot. Over and under is at 10.5. It's minus 178 for under 10.5 jackpot.
Jeez.
Yeah. So let's look at the Texas schedule really quick here and see how it sets up, because I've kind of looked at their schedule, but not in depth. Let's look at their schedule.
Yeah, I haven't either.
So their schedule sets up like this. They've got Colorado State at home to open up. They go on
a tough matchup.
Yeah. They go on the road to Michigan, followed by a home date with UTSA. Then they play Louisiana Monroe. They open up SEC play with Mississippi State at home. Then they play Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl. Then 7 days later, they play the Georgia Bulldogs. After that, they go to Vanderbilt for their first SEC road game. That'll be at Vanderbilt. About 12 people will be there. Followed by a home matchup with Florida, on the road at Arkansas, at home for Kentucky for Senior Day, and then on the road at Texas A&M for the final game of the season. So when we look there, I think that, we know they have a good quarterback. They did lose one of their receivers to the NFL draft. They did pick up Clemson's all-conference safety. So and from what I'm told, he's doing really, really well and getting his shit together over there. So they got a lot of guys coming back. And Sarkisian, as long as he's not drinking, he's a great coach. But if you remember, Jackpot, sometimes when teams come into conferences, even Nick Saban said this at SEC Media Days, talking about, Texas thinks they're just going to come in and run the SEC. He goes, look, the SEC's broad and wide and all that. They may be a great program, and Sarkisian may be a great coach. I'm paraphrasing what Coach Saban said here, but they're not going to run the SEC right off the rip. They're just not. I'm going to take the under, Jackpot. I think they lose to Georgia. I think they lose to A&M on the road, because to be honest, if we're completely honest, they were punk pussy bitches and didn't want to play A&M in a back-and-forth series once A&M left that conference that they were mistreated in by Texas. So with that, fuck Texas. I'm going to take the under. I think they win 9 games this year.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the under on them too. I think they're dropping the game to Georgia, and then I think they drop a game to the schedule somewhere. I can't really pinpoint where it's going to come.
That Texas A&M game looks good at the end of the season, Jackpot.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't really see them losing either of these other road SEC games.
Hey, maybe they lose at Michigan. Maybe that's a game that gets them too.
It could be, but I mean, Michigan has lost so much talent off that team. I don't.
They're still ranked. They're still rated as a top 15 roster. They're ranked, I think, 9th in the country.
No, I think that. I think they're ranked based off of what they did last year, and Washington's not getting any love, and they're unranked. And then the thing with Quinn Ewers is we know this guy is kind of injury prone too. He misses a game every year. He kind of misses a game or two being hurt. So, I mean, that could, you kind of maybe hope, or not hope, you kind of maybe think that maybe that happens in Vanderbilt week or something. And you don't really have to worry about it.
Billy says
this back of the schedule after they play Georgia is just so it's pillow soft.
Up to the A&M game, I give you that. They got I think 4 games on the schedule they have the potential to lose. Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl, Michigan on the road, Georgia at home, and A&M on the road. The other games they should win all by double digits. In my opinion,
you think Kentucky could get them?
Kentucky might get them if they overlook them, but that game's at home. If it was at Kentucky, I would think Mark Stoops might muddy that game up and make it interesting. So,
okay, yeah, I'm still going under. I think they lose to Georgia and they lose upset to the schedule somewhere.
Yeah, I think they're going to win 9 games. So, all right, so both of us take under. Then the next one after Texas is Texas A&M. Texas A&M is at 8.5 wins. minus 132 on the 8.5 jackpot. Let's take a peek at their schedule here. We know they wrap up the season there with the Longhorns, but the rest of their schedule here, as I'm bringing it up now. All right, Texas A&M, their schedule. They open up the season with Notre Dame on the road, followed by
That's at home.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. That is at home. Notre Dame at home. Thank you, sir. McNeese at home, followed by a road trip to Florida, and then Bowling Green at home, then a trip with Arkansas, but that's going to be played at Jerry's World. That's a neutral site game. Then they play Mizzou at home. They go to Mississippi State. LSU at home. They go to South Carolina. Then they have New Mexico State at home, followed by Auburn on the road, and then Texas to wrap up the season. So 8.5 jackpot, and it's juiced for the over there.
Under.
Why is that?
But it's because there's too many unknowns with this team. They have an injury-prone quarterback also who has been very, very good when he's been upright. He's only been upright about 50% of the time. I don't know. I'm just not a believer in him. I think there's too much of that Jimbo Fisher stink on this program right now. So I think I don't. I mean, this non-conference schedule too. This Notre Dame, this could go either way. I don't see them winning it.
9 games. So when we look at the schedule, do we see 3 losses? Winning at Notre Dame, winning at Mizzou. Could that be, one of the losses? Winning at home against Mizzou, winning at home against Notre Dame, winning at home against LSU. I mean, that's 3 games right there that are going to be interesting. And then they also have Texas as well. Now, I just said Texas could beat them, but I mean, I wouldn't bet my lunch on it with my fat ass, but
they're not beating the Gamecocks either. I have us winning that game. That and the LSU game are 2 games I have us winning that probably people don't think we're going to. So,
well, we shall see on that. You know what? I think I'm going to take the under with them because I hope for the sake of their program that Elko can get them right. But to be honest, they've had all the fucking money in the world, all the resources and influences and everything else in the world. A Heisman Trophy quarterback they had that was batshit crazy, but was still a Heisman Trophy quarterback in the past 15 years. And they still couldn't make their way to.
Nobody's been able to get it done. Nobody's got it done. Jackie Sherrill couldn't get it done. Kevin Sumlin couldn't get it done. Jimbo Fisher, damn sure couldn't get it done. What was that other gutless coach they had? Slocum, whatever his name was. They couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm taking the under too, so I'm with you there. I think they beat Texas though. If that helps. RC Slocum. All right, there you go, jackpot. So then let's recap these. For Bama, we both like them over 9.5.
This Edward O. Nussbus driver he's really upset that I said that South Carolina's beating LSU. Well, I mean, get in the contest and pick against South Carolina. Prove us wrong.
I'm sorry. I forgot Vanderbilt, sir. My bad to what is it, Vandy Dandy? Yeah, thank you, Matthew. I forgot Vanderbilt. My bad. We have to do the Commodores here. The Commodores, we'll give you their schedule. It's 2.5.
Have you seen the stadium? Have you seen the stadium? The scoreboard's not on a crane anymore. I mean, it's attached to a football ops building. I mean, that thing is looking sweet.
Cool. Maybe they can have some. They can get a couple of Pee-wee teams in there to play better than Vanderbilt. All right, so here's their schedule: Virginia Tech at home, Alcorn State at home, at Georgia State. What did the blue fuck? At Mizzou, home for Alabama, at Kentucky, home for Ball State, home for Texas, at Auburn, home for South Carolina, at LSU, home for Tennessee. 3 wins, jackpot. That's what you got to have for the over here.
Well, they had some tremendous juice to the over, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Hold on, I got it right here. Let's see here. Juice to the over is -200.
Yeah, I do. I think they win 3 games. I think they win their non-con games except for Virginia Tech. I think they get Georgia State. Sean Elliott were coaching that team. Then I would probably go with Georgia State. Him not being around, I think that program's going to kind of fall off a cliff. Ball State, I kind of looked at them when I was looking at over under here. They're not. If they were a team in the MAC that was picked higher, maybe I'd have a little bit more confidence that they might be able to knock Vandy off at home, especially if Vandy coming off that game at Kentucky. But I think Vandy gets them, so I think they win 3. Conference wise, I don't see a lot of opportunity for wins here. You got some. I mean, it's just a tough. Tough sledding for them.
Would you agree that the easiest conference game for them is South Carolina? I mean, their conference slate is tough.
Probably so. I mean,
I'm not ripping your Gamecocks. I'm just asking. I mean, when you
it's at home. I mean, their other home games are Tennessee, Alabama, and Texas in the conference, and all those are better than South Carolina. So
I am taking the under. I think Vanderbilt's going to be these shits this year. So I'll take the under. I think Georgia State beats them.
Oh God! So you think they're? I mean, well, the quarterback they have, this Diego Pavia, that's coming from New Mexico State. His head coach is coming. Also, their offensive coordinator is coming over too. So, I mean, I was thinking, they may be pretty good, but the thing is, he doesn't have anybody else on that roster really around. He just doesn't have any kind of pieces around him. And I think at New Mexico State, I think he was kind of do it all yourself type quarterback. Taking off running, trying to play this hero ball. He's not going to be able to do that against the kind of defenses that he's going to be facing here.
His nickname is – you want to take a guess at what his nickname is?
Running Chief. I don't know.
The Maniac. The Maniac Diego Pavia is his name. The Maniac.
The Maniac?
That's his nickname. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yep.
He got in trouble. He got in some trouble last year at the University of New Mexico, which they're rivals with New Mexico State, and maybe it was the year before. I don't know. Anyway, he took a piss in their he went into New Mexico State's part of the locker room facilities there. He took a piss right in the middle of their locker room, there was a big drain, I guess, in the middle of it where all the water drained out, from what I understand. But he whipped his cock out and peed right there in the middle of their locker room, I guess, on the Lobo. And he got caught, ratted out or something. And so that coach had to punish him. And he punished him by, he legit, made this dude at New Mexico State's complex. He made him he was cleaning bathrooms with a fucking toothbrush and shit.
Well, good luck with all that. All right, jackpot. On the bookcase of accountability, we both like Bama over 9.5. I like Arkansas under 4.5. You like them over. Auburn, I like over 7. You like under. Over 7.5. You like under. Florida, we both like Florida over 4.5. We both like Georgia over 10.5. We both like Kentucky, you like Kentucky over 6.5. I like the under. You like the under for LSU at 9.5. I like the over. Mississippi State, we both like the under at 4.5. We like Mizzou over 9.5. We like Oklahoma under 7.5. Both of us do. We both take South Carolina over 5.5. Both take Tennessee over 8.5. Both take the under on Texas at 10.5. We both take Texas A&M under 8.5. You like Vanderbilt over 2.5. I like Vanderbilt under 2.5. These are going on the bookcase of accountability. By the way, if you look in the show description here, you will see the bookcase of accountability. All that stuff is there. And this week's games that we simulated, Jackpot, the link to go and watch those, if you want to go check those out, those are in the description as well. If you haven't entered the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, the link to enter that is there as well. And a new bourbon review from Big Barney Ross, that is also in the description. So go and check out some of that stuff. See if you like it. If you do, let us know. If not, all hate tweets go to @Hall_Kale.
Mr. Joker says he honestly wouldn't mind seeing Vanderbilt get a winning season. Well, go get you a VCR tape of 2013 and pop it in. Watch it. You'll see them have a winning season. Yeah, if they have a winning season, that probably means they beat the Gamecocks. So, I wouldn't hope that too much.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. We that is now on.
Brandon says that beer taste. Why is this dude always talking about my face and what it looks like when I take a sip of beer?
Because he wants a date, sir. I don't know what else you want from me. Anyway, so let's see here. We'll take questions here this evening. If you would like to join the program, here you go. Putting the link over here now. There you go.
Willie Cole says he just got him a vehicle.
Yeah, he got a 25 Honda Pilot. And he said that he didn't know how to start the damn thing. It took him like 10 minutes to figure out the push start.
Was that today or?
That was like 2 weeks ago. He said that. So.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Let's see what we got here. We got. There we go. Link is there. All right, let's welcome in Paul. Paul, welcome to the program.
Hey, how are y'all doing tonight?
Good. What's going on, Paul?
We deserve.
Good. I was watching Case and Henry press conference. He's on the O-line, and he brought up something that was pretty interesting to me. The way he made it sound like was that Luke Day, our strength and conditioning coach, basically, forced the O-line to stay behind in May when they could have went home. And he basically made it sound like they were forced to stay and, do all that training. So I'm curious, I don't understand why Shane Beamer wouldn't have just, went out and said it. Hey, obviously he did behind closed doors. Hey, what happened last year was unacceptable, but I don't know why he didn't mention that, to the media or anybody about that.
Did he say that? I thought he just said that they all decided to stay in Columbia. I didn't know that maybe I didn't catch that part.
Right. Well, Beamer did.
Maybe he didn't put that out there because of the whole you can't work out during set times, etc. Maybe that's part of it. So they can quote voluntarily work out, but as far as with coaches or whatever,
okay,
maybe that's part of it.
I guess that makes sense. And I've been on the record saying Beamer has no balls, and I guess he still doesn't. But hearing that, kind of gives me a little bit hope that he's trying to take some type of accountability. And
I'm not holding up for Beamer here. I'm just saying that any coach that's worth the salt is not going to say we demanded that they stay X time and be here working with coaches, etc. Because they may be doing that from afar, but they're not supposed to be. And you don't want to get. That's the kind of thing. See, if let's say South Carolina had 2 workouts with the offensive line coaches there, and someone said something about it, they would give South Carolina like a 15 fucking year bowl ban for that. Talking about they don't like the kids, they don't care about them having time off, etc. They would try to make an example out of South Carolina for that. So, and Beamer knows that, I'm sure, and that's probably why he's keeping his mouth shut.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't think about it like that, but that's a perfect point. So, all right, well, that's all I had for.
They need all the practice they can get and time in the weight room and whatever else they're doing in terms of trying to get better.
Yeah, that's right, man. Anything else, Paul?
No, that's it. I appreciate y'all having me on and looking forward to the rest of the show tonight.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it, man. There you go. Paul joining the program. You guys can join the program as well. Link is here. There you go. If you would like to join the program, please check it out now. Yeah, Jackpot, week 0 games right around the corner. Only 4 week 0 games this year. So there you go with that.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to do week 0 game, why don't they try to do it right?
What do you mean by that, sir? Have better matchups, or?
Yeah, I mean, they should have a more. They should have a couple of 3 marquee matchups. Maybe a midday marquee matchup, an early marquee matchup, and something for prime time. Give us something to wet our whistle with,
Well, the only game that I guess will be nationally relevant there. I mean, I guess 2 of them. You could go with the Georgia Tech Florida State game, simply because that's has Florida. I mean, there's so many storylines there. Is Georgia Tech really ready to make the next step? Is Florida State, does their asshole still hurt from the plugging Georgia gave them? I mean, that's something that's viable there. And then the other matchup, SMU and Nevada. SMU's first season in the ACC. Are they going to go out to Nevada and cover that 21.5-point spread? How will they look? Will Nevada have a pulse? I mean, all kind of stuff through there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Well, I was looking at that. The thing with Nevada last year, they played Kansas at home, and they gave them a go. That was a close game up until the end of it there. So you're going on a road place to a weird, unfamiliar environment where air is at a minimum. And I mean, with their first season in the SEC, I mean, are they really going to go out there and are they really 35-24? Kansas won that game last year, week 3. I don't know. With SMU, are they really going to go out there and put all their cards on the table in that game and show a lot? I don't think they are.
Well, but here's the thing. What if, and since we're in the what if world here, that's what talking season is. What if Nevada makes them have to show some stuff? Have to show a couple more plays than they actually really, really want to. So there's that, Yeah,
they're playing a weird. They don't play a conference game for the ACC until September the 28th. I mean, they're basically playing like a Big 12 schedule until then. They got games against BYU, a bye week. They got TCU after Nevada. They're playing Houston Christian, which used to be Houston Baptist.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's still one of the more interesting games there. But the Georgia Tech Florida State game, I don't know what's going to happen in that game, but we shall see. All right, Jackpot, strap in. Octavian, welcome to the program.
What's going on, y'all?
What's up?
Hello, Octavian. What's up?
2 weeks away from the game. To beat the Miami Hurricanes. Can't wait for that. They already crying here in Tallahassee about FSU.
You're gonna have to unmute yourself or something.
I got it. Come back in, Octavian. You're on the shits there, buddy. I don't know your connection.
You sound like you're talking into a sparkler.
Chris, welcome to the program, sir.
Poor Octavian. You gotta get that phone fixed. No.
The Obama phone is broken, sir. He has to get a new one.
Maybe it's broken like Billy. But what's sad is, speaking of Billy, that Georgia's backup quarterback gave Florida an out if he doesn't do well. Hell, they could probably fire him with calls if he violated his UF contract.
That's the most Tennessee answer ever. Find a way to fire them with costs. You don't have to pay him. Very good, Chris. Very good.
That's what they'll do. I seen Jackpot mad that we got David Sanders, probably about to get Kendra Harrison out of the same school, 5-star out of North Carolina. But I
don't know who are these girls. What are you talking about?
Top recruits coming in.
Oh, these are recruits. I'm sorry. They haven't done anything on the field yet, so I don't know who.
No, but I mean, you gotta recruit well to win. What I've noticed is Tennessee. This David Sanders recruitment could end up being kind of like the T. Higgins or the Trevor Lawrence recruitment. when you just really knew the scales that tip the opposite way for both teams. I think it could be tipping the other way because this kid grew up a massive Clemson fan. He had orange paws all over his bedroom, and Clemson wasn't even a finalist for him. It's no different than when Lane Kiffin took over and he neglected the state of North Carolina, and he sat there and said, you know what, North Carolina and Virginia, the whole Tidewater area.
So
he sat there and he
plays, what position does Sanders play?
Offensive tackle.
So he's an offensive tackle. Okay, cool.
But
I'm not being a smartass. I don't really know much about him. I would have to research a little bit on him.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, I thought that Clemson had different guys that they were offering. I'm not saying that they backed off of him.
I mean, they offered him, and they were pursuing him.
Yeah, I'm sure they offered him, but I don't. And maybe he just, maybe the NIL bag was bigger. I mean, there's no shame in that.
I think it's probably got a lot to do with Matt Luke's tackles not being ready for the league. I mean, guys getting to the league under Matt Luke. They had that final year with Isaiah Wilson and Andrew Thomas. Neither one of them had a good first year after 1 year coaching under Matt Luke. Most of the tackles that have went to the league from Georgia have had to kind of unlearn some bad habits that Matt Luke had taught them.
He was going to stay close to home no matter where it was. If you listen to his ceremony yesterday, I mean he talked about Mama and Daddy and Grandma and Grandpa and the milkman, and that. Not there's anything wrong with that. I mean, at least he was sincere about it. I mean, he was teared up and crying and everything. Wasn't one of them where I want to thank God, my mama and my daddy. In the next 4 years, I'm going to be going to Texas or whatever. It was actually a ceremony there.
Yeah. But no, I mean,
hold on. But wait a minute. You said that Georgia had. Well, first of all, I think Matt Luke is a hell of an offensive line coach. He was only at Georgia 2 seasons. So you're telling me he brought these All-American players that were at Georgia in 2 years? Is that where you're going with that?
I mean, you can have All-Americans that aren't pro-ready all the time. I don't think Matt Luke had him pro-ready. I mean, Isaiah Wilson was probably the biggest bust since that kid that went to Green Bay. What was his name? All roided out, Maranovich or whatever, or Maravich, or I can't remember. He was probably the biggest bust in O-line history. And then Andrew Thomas, he's turned out to be a good guy, good player, but he had a very rocky first season. And then you have Darnell Wright, who went to honestly the worst team in the league and showed out.
I'm not being combative here, but do rookie offensive linemen come in and automatically dominate right from the start? I don't really see that.
Trey Smith had a good rookie year. Darnell Wright had a really good rookie year. They said he graded out as the best offensive lineman on the whole Bears line.
It's not really saying much considering the Bears offensive line was the shits.
I mean, it's not like Andrew Thomas went to all-pro offensive line at New York Giants either, but what my original point was, I think you're just kind of seeing the tide change because when Lane Kiffin came to Tennessee, he sat there and he told Taj Boyd, "You're not good enough for my offense. We're going to cut you loose." 5-star kid out of high school, had to take what he could get. Went to Clemson, little old lowly Clemson.
That's not necessarily true either. Taj Boyd also had issues with a knee, and Sweeney kept his offer there. That was part of it. So. Let's make sure that we get the whole story out there.
But did Taj commit to Tennessee at one point?
Yeah, he was committed.
But I think he had issues where he blew out his knee, and Clemson kept his offer with him because that's the way that it was.
I don't remember that. All the stuff wasn't as social media wasn't a big player.
Well, you also had Lane Kiffin letting Dan Brooks. Dan Brooks was literally the secret weapon for Tennessee's run in the late 90s, early 2000s, and he let Dan Brooks walk, and Dan Brooks went to Clemson and built all those early D-lines that Clemson had.
But let's just say for just a second that what you're saying is correct about all these guys, okay? I follow recruiting, but not at the level that I used to. I think the big thing for Tennessee, I know we joke a lot and all that shit. You're getting better recruiting classes. It's going to be, can Heupel's staff develop these highly rated guys that are coming in there? That's the next big thing for Tennessee. Because right now, you're an 8-win team, and going from an 8-win team to an 11-win team is a hell of a jump. And I think it's all going to be the development of these new players that are coming in. If this Heupel area is going to be as productive as a lot of Tennessee fans think it's going to be.
We'll see. I mean, it's silly to question Heupel's development. I mean, the man went out. He was the only person in Division I that offered Jordan Love. Look what Jordan Love's doing. When everybody laughed at Baker Mayfield and nobody wanted to give him a scholarship after he left Texas Tech, he convinced Oklahoma to give him a scholarship. They even had to get a waiver so the kid could be on a scholarship while he sat out for his redshirt year. Dylan Gabriel's a Heisman contender. Who wanted Dylan Gabriel out of high school?
I'm talking about the rest of the staff that's there. You need good. I mean, are the position coaches?
I mean, the wide receiver coach has a Bolitnikoff under his belt. The running backs coach has been part of some of the best running offenses of the last decade. The O-line coach, he's got O-lineman draft. I mean, it's silly to question. You can't sit there and say this. Like, people won't question, can Lane Kiffin develop a high school quarterback because he's never done it, but they'll sit there and question Josh Heupel. Josh Heupel's had 5 out of the last 6 years as a top 10 offense.
I'm not questioning Heupel. I'm just saying that the next key for them is that he's done what he's supposed to do as far as he's won the games that he's supposed to win in conference. And
then some, yeah.
And then some. But also, his recruiting is at like a top 10 level now. That's fair. You may get into the top 5. All right. But you bring all these folks in. If you don't develop them, then that's going to be the issue for them. Can they get it done? That's
true for everyone, though.
Across the board. Yeah. But I don't think everybody has a lot of what Tennessee has as far as the resources. And, I mean, you can use the pedigree of what Heupel has as far as developing offenses and everything else. Maybe it's getting these kids and that they have their heads screwed on right, too. Maybe that's part of it. One of those two things. I don't know. I think that's the next step for Tennessee, though, in my opinion.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, Heupel had a sub 50% blue chip ratio, and the man, if they had the playoffs the way they do now, would have already had a playoff berth, would have already had an SEC championship berth if it was the new rules in 2022. And that's taken over, honestly, one of the top 3 worst situations of the last 20 years that anybody's taken over. And, like, it's just kind of silly to question if it's going to work. I mean,
no, we'll see. I mean, you bring in these highly rated of a player, you know, they're going to be dealing with egos, and that's something. I mean, like Hendon Hooker was, which he was a transfer, but I mean, what was he, like a 3-star or something? He wasn't.
Yeah, he was a 3-4 star, depending on where you look. But
you know, I mean, yeah, they had to kind of grind with him and turn him into something. I mean, you know, some of these guys
be fair,
expecting playing time right off the bat, and
and Justin Fuente basically said, "Fuck you, you're not good enough to play." Remember, Justin Fuente was supposedly like the quarterback whisperer. Everybody was talking about how great he was.
Yeah, now he's pumping gas somewhere.
Yeah, but I give Heupel credit for that. He went and got Hendon Hooker off the bench at Virginia Tech and turned him into a great quarterback. So there you go.
I mean, we'll see. Like I said, Dylan Gabriel's getting the hype he's getting. Like, Oklahoma would not have wanted Dylan Gabriel if not for what he did under Josh Heupel, and Oregon would not have wanted, and Dylan Gabriel wouldn't have had his chance at Oregon, and then at Oklahoma, and then Oregon wouldn't be having him right. Like, the kid's literally. Otherwise, he'd be a Rainbow Warrior. That was Dylan Gabriel's other big offer, was being a Hawaiian Rainbow Warrior or coming to UCF.
A Rainbow Warrior.
So, but I'll let y'all get on the road. Hoping Billy calls in, and schools. Rob's got SEC bias, so we'll see. Hopefully, we get that matchup tonight.
Cool.
All right, buddy. Have a good night. All right.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to Octavian. Octavian, did you fix your phone, sir?
I think we did, sir.
Okay. What do you have for the program?
First off, tell Chris to take that orange shirt off and burn it up, man. Because they don't need to have another orange out no more.
All right.
Is he on TV radio?
You sound like breaker 19 Octavia with the Gators go. There's a smoke show heading up on down the road. Go head down on it. 2-for-1 drinks at the shoe show. That's how you sound. Yeah, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. Brother, you sound like shit. We can't have you on. You got to get your phone right, dude.
Get that fixed.
Dylan, welcome to the program.
What team do you think Kentucky could upset?
Well, they got. Let's see here. Upset for Kentucky, maybe. Let's see what we got here. I'll pull up their schedule. I think they play Texas. Well, we can go with an upset for Texas. Why not? Yeah, they got Texas at Texas November 23rd, and at Tennessee. They're not. That's not upset there. Maybe Ole Miss jackpot.
No, I think they're going to upset somebody, and I think it's Tennessee this year. I think they get them on the road. That's your upset.
All right, Dylan, have a good night, man. You got your echo coming from your phone there.
Yeah.
The man of the hour here, Will Eubanks, Florida's 30th in recruiting and getting out-recruited by UCF, SMU, and Rutgers. They are a dead program. They may be the third best program in the state.
Thank you for the super chat. Hope y'all can beat them this year finally.
Will, welcome to the program. I'm sorry, Billy, welcome to the program. I'm sorry, I'm clicking the wrong things here. What you got there?
Hey.
I'm
Billy.
working hard on this Calloway pick'em.
I mean, it's only 48.
I appreciate you putting some work in.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, hold on. I got to put this out there. If I think Billy said that he mentioned something on the Sports Talk J channel and like was cut off. How fucking insecure of a human being do you have to be when you have billions and billions of followers that someone drops a reference to our program here and you got to, oh my God, cut them off immediately. You know what that tells me?
No. He didn't cut me off. He deleted my comment or somebody.
Oh, well,
did. You're
deleting comments. You know what that tells me, though?
I think it had to have been him because I don't think he has mods, or I don't remember him ever seeing mods on there unless he's added it. I don't know. I haven't watched this program in a while.
But
that tells me you're scared of the program, and I still stand by what I said earlier.
Make an announcement. Get everybody at church today. Let me make an announcement. Everybody get in the Callaway's pick 'em. He didn't have a problem with it.
Of course.
Who's that?
His pastor at church.
So they didn't have a problem. So can y'all spot Christopher Adam $20 and get him enrolled?
No.
Bless his heart.
Christopher can do that. Christopher, stop looking for
take up a love offering tonight.
For a couple days, you'll have enough money to get in the damn contest, sir.
Mow a few more yards, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
And where's Rob? Has the SEC bias now? He's still delivering pizzas or what?
He may be.
He was on the rundown on Thursday. Yeah, he was on the rundown on Thursday, in the pool, like fucking getting on the show from the fucking pool.
Where does he work?
He doesn't work.
Is he a pool boy or something?
I don't know. He might be a fluffer for all we know. I don't know.
Then I'm eating lunch today and
Donald Jr. number 717.
Almost threw up. I was eating lunch today and pulled Jackpot's video up at the lake and almost threw up. God, oh God.
Why are you mocking Jackpot, sir?
I'm just teasing.
Anyway.
So
what's the after the program today?
The news today isn't about that Sanders kid yesterday, which God, that took forever, but anybody the over on Sports Talk, not Sports Talk, Talking Balls, he had over 4,000 people streaming, watching that live. That kid he had over 4,000 people yesterday.
Well, they were only over there because they were showing something that they elsewise, I guess, thought they weren't going to be able to watch, and it was available on YouTube also.
They was watching that Sanders kid make his pick, and I thought he was never going to make a pick. My goodness. But everybody in the chat over there knew where he was going before he picked, because Grant Williams, who plays in the NBA, that played at Tennessee, went to that school. I think he plays for Boston now, Celtics or something. But he was taking selfies with David Sanders before the sit down and everything. So that was a big clue. I mean,
see there no from and I'm not mocking Williams there, but you got to be careful with that stuff because who was the old Boston College coach? The guy that was like habitually 8-7-5. He gave me a talking to at ACC kickoff like 4 or 5 years ago about you can't use former players and alumni to recruit because the NCAA doesn't like that and blah blah blah. Yeah, that's
the kind of Steve Adazio.
Yeah, Adazio. I mean, he literally like off the record just gave me the fucking talking to like he's like son because I asked him about like Luke Kuechly and guys like that. Did they have an effect on the program now that they're gone? Are you leaning on some of the alumni to help bring in recruits? And he just lit me up like a Christmas tree and was like, listen, son, you can't do that, blah, 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 the NCAA, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I was like, all right, coach, calm down.
All right.
So if there's something out there with Williams taking a picture, that may be something that may catch you up later on. I don't know, but that's be careful.
Well, the bigger thing today was Tennessee flipped, I think, 4 or 5 star linebacker from Bama. So that was bigger than the Sanders thing. That's kind of gone underneath the radar. I forgot what his name was, but he's already listed in 24/7.
Cool.
So we'll see. But it's a long way from signing day. A lot of things could happen.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Until they actually sign, no one gives a shit.
But the other thing, the jackpot keeps coming back. This kid wanted to stay so his parents can watch him. His home's in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many closer schools, D1 schools to Charlotte than Knoxville.
Yeah,
you can start with North Carolina State, Duke, Clemson, South Carolina.
Those teams are any good.
Really?
I mean, if he was want to stay home, he could have played at. Really made it easy as played at. What's the school college there in Charlotte? A lot of people put on their schedule at the beginning of the year.
Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte.
Yeah.
If he wanted to stay at home,
he's been in the chat.
Biff.
Yeah, UNC Charlotte. Gamecock Chuck. They like to just be called Charlotte now. That's one.
It's just Charlotte. Biff Poggi.
What's their mascot? I forgot what it was, but
49ers.
49ers.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, so apparently Christopher's in there. Are you going to finish higher than Christopher in the Pick'em Challenge, sir?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
He's got to figure out how the spread works first. Don't tell him.
He's in. I'm not telling him shit. I don't help you with any picks. I tell you how to fill out the form. I showed you how to fill out one on this program, so figure it out from there. I got nothing.
Oh, I need to mention something to some people too if they've never done it for the first time and you have to watch it. Now, when you make your pick and you arrow down, sometimes that jump, if say you got 2 teams and you pick the top one and then you arrow down, it'll jump it down there. So you got to watch arrowing down if you use the arrow because it'll drop it down to the, what I'm saying. Explain it.
Right. But you have to pick all the games or you can't submit the form. So there's that too.
Well, right. But no, I'm talking about after you pick the top team of the 2 on the form and then you arrow, it'll drop your pick to the bottom pick if you're not careful, if you're not watching what you're doing.
All right. Well, there you go with that. All right. Well, there you go. Billy with the help there.
All right. Later.
Thank you, Billy.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Billy. All right. He says, yes, I hate when the error does this. Thank you, Beth. By the way, it's Beth's birthday. Happy birthday, Beth. A fine second time at 29. Have a good birthday, Beth. There you go. Christopher says Billy has about a good chance as Octavian is getting good signal. Yeah, Jackpot's streams are coming, ladies and gentlemen. I was trying to get a poll today going during the simulation that we had about which game Jackpot was going to flip out in first. I think that the Old Dominion game is probably going to bore him a little bit. Just my opinion, because I think that Shane Beamer is going to lean on the running game. A little bit here, a little bit there, flex some muscle and roll through that game. But, yeah, they go to Kentucky after that. He might get a little pissy in that game, but.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that might be the one. We'll see. We shall see. Never miss a Jackpot live stream, though. Those are the best. All right, Jackpot, what else you got, buddy?
I don't know. I don't really have anything else. Just, get in the contest. Week 0 college football games coming up. Loving it. Love it.
Yeah. Well, the simulations for all the games are in the description.
Never before probably will this many eyes have been watching an SMU game.
Yeah. But you can check out the simulation there. The link to join the contest is there. Have at it. Rundown will be up tomorrow, 3 p.m. start for
We missed the rundown on Friday.
I was a busy bee on Friday. I actually planned a show and had a guest lined up, but was not able to go with it. So, yeah, a lot of shit happened to me on Friday. It was crazy. All right, so we'll be back at it I'll be back at it tomorrow. Jackpot and I together will be back at it. Oh, Jackpot, Wednesday night is our pick night, sir. We will pick the first games of the season on Wednesday night. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. Get in the contest. We shall talk to you guys later on.
See y'all later.